See if it makes a big difference though tonight, and I'll make sure that I do it every week then. Whoa. Hi guys. Vaughn, Chad and Amy, Matt. Where are you at, Chad?
I'm right here. I was just getting my
Life together?
my life together. Yes. After that terrible live that we just did, I needed a moment to relax.
We didn't. It was not terrible. It was just
Well, I was getting everybody's name wrong and stuff like that on the live, so
Julian, you're not in bed.
Julian is dressed and ready to go to work. No.
No, he's what? He's in his wife bee. Come on.
Oh man, this is how my night is, you guys. Oh my god,
Amanda from the Undead Club is here.
I don't have my glasses on. I just want to be
which
clear.
is like not good.
Yeah, and I thought for a second that Brett Johns was Julian.
What?
So what's up, Brett Johns? So I thought Julian had on, because sometimes Julian wears a fluorescent orange shirt like that at work. Often, actually. So all I saw was the fluorescent orange shirt. Julian, I love you, buddy. Brett Johns, thanks for showing up tonight.
That's right.
Matt, how's it going?
Russell.
Matt,
Allie.
I am not happy with that recommendation on that TV show that you had me watch yesterday. It was terrible. I mean, it was a good show, and it did bring light to what's happening out here in Los Angeles, California, in the rehab business. But it was kind of upsetting.
Brandon's on tonight too. Hi, Brandon. We see you.
Vaughn Lewis, how's it going? Amber, Matt D, of course, Chad and Amy, we love you. Amanda, got to meet Amanda in person. Amazing.
Brandon.
Where's Brandon?
He's right there.
Right where?
Well, on my
there he is.
My
I see him.
computer's different, top left.
Yep. Zamzow, thanks for joining the live for a little while. Wendy, thank you for everything that you do to help us. And Michael.
Yes, Wendy and Michael, shout out to you guys.
Big time.
Why don't I see them?
All right, let's get this party started. We got about 50 participants.
Amazing. The Nema House is here too. I just don't see them. They're on our live.
They're on page 2.
Oh, they are? Do you see them?
No.
Okay. Hi, Nem House.
All right.
Do we need a timer?
G's on.
Oh, no. Charlie's here? Hi,
no,
Charlie.
we haven't gotten through the hard stuff yet. Okay, just a quick reminder of why the Hopeaholics podcast exists on 9/11 of 2022. I lost my son-in-law, Justin, and specifically, he was not actually my son-in-law. He was my daughter's, the love of her life, her fiance, but he was like a son to me, so I call him my son-in-law. That's what I do. Anyways, he tragically lost his life to fentanyl poisoning. And that's when God put it on my heart to be the voice for the people that have lost their lives, and also to just offer hope, man, that recovery is real. You know, that we can get clean and we can live a life beyond anything we ever thought was possible. Amen. That's how I like to say it.
Amen.
Do you have anything else that you want to say before we get this meeting started?
I think just breaking the stigma. We can't do this alone. I mean, as we all know, we walk through life's trials and tribulations, and this shit's hard. But we can do it sober, and we can be better. And we can break the stigma by recovering out loud like we do and having something like this. That's why we're really grateful for everybody that shows up every single week to join the movement, and to have someone like yourself be here in studio to share your experience, strength, and hope to break that stigma, and for people to feel comfortable in their own journey, whatever that may be.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Breaking the stigma is huge. And, you know, we have made leaps and bounds behind that, because a lot of people out there, you know, what people used to think addicts and alcoholics look like. Look at this Zoom meeting. Mm-hmm. This looks like your standard business meeting that you would have any time of the day. We are regular people. Mm-hmm. We just have a disease. We have an incredible speaker tonight,
Mhm.
you guys. 18 years
Mhm.
sobriety. Her name's Samantha. I'm super excited for you guys to hear her story and for her to share her experience, strength, and hope with you. You have 20 minutes or so. But yeah, just go ahead. You're up. Guys, welcome Samantha.
Yes. Welcome, Samantha.
Thank you guys so much. My name's Samantha, and I'm definitely just a junkyard junkie, an alcoholic, and definitely a hopeaholic now, And let me just say, you guys, thank you so much for the work that you do. And, it's places like this that definitely instill hope in people and, help this movement, move along. And, we couldn't do what we do without people like you. So thank you for all facets of what you do. So I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for having me out and asking me to come out here and do this. My sobriety birthday or my sobriety date is May 14th of 2007. And, today is a very special date for me. I just want to kind of put it out there real quick, and honor my son. Today is my son's 7-year anniversary of his death, September 2nd of 2018. And I just wanted to start off with that, just because I needed to kind of work out the nerves before I started, and I'll talk a little bit about how we got to that in just a moment, kind of a little bit about what it was like, is I come from, this broken home and, I've experienced a lot of childhood abuse and something called complex PTSD. And, that's where there's trauma on top of trauma on top of trauma, where you don't heal from the trauma before more trauma happens. And it started from my childhood, and it moved. I took I had my first drunk, should I say, my first blackout drunk at 14 years old, and that was my first experience with the substance. And I should have known at that time that something was going on, because I tried to actually commit suicide that day, and there was some things going on in my household that made me try to check out and feel better. And that was the thing. The substance, no matter what it was, hit, fix, drink, or pill, became a solution to feel better. And like I said, no matter what it was, I just was not comfortable with who I was on the inside. At a very young age, I was not comfortable with who I was on the inside. And so I was always looking for that outside thing to solve that inside discomfort. And so I had a 0.14. And the reason I know is because, of course, I tried to kill myself and I ended up in the hospital and on 5150. And they did a blood alcohol level, and that's what ended up happening. And that was the first time that I had experienced those incomprehensible, demoralizing behaviors. Because I was like running from one person to another person to another person. Look at me, look at me. Why don't you look at me? I just want you to see me. And I just wanted, at 14 years old, I just wanted to be seen, specifically by boys. And I just wanted to be seen, but nobody could see me. And it was so bothersome that nobody can see me, even in the midst of all of that. And I didn't feel seen. I didn't feel heard. I didn't feel wanted. I didn't feel pretty. I didn't feel needed. I didn't feel any of that. And so I was always seeking that validation. I was always seeking that need to be pretty, to feel wanted, to feel desired, to feel those things. And I never felt that. And I went from one household to another household. I went from Washington to California. And I moved from one home to another home, from my mom's house to my dad's house. And my stepfather was very abusive, and I went from one abusive home to another abusive home. And now let me just be very clear that the abuse in my household was not what makes me an addict or an alcoholic. by any stretch of the imagination. That became my solution. I'm an alcoholic, or I'm an addict, because that became the solution to all of my problems. And that became a coping mechanism because it made me feel better. And so my stepmother was another abusive person in my life. And so I moved from one home to this very emotionally, physically, verbally abusive home. And so because it wasn't as bad, it was acceptable, and at least for a very short time. And then when I was 16, I finally moved in with my grandmother, and my grandmother's house was, you know, Jesus loves you, I love you, and it was very stable. And for the first time, I felt some kind of safety in my home. And at 17 years old, I tried methamphetamine for the first time, and I had arrived, right? Well, not really. Let me just back up for a little bit. I was actually everybody else had arrived, and I saw that it worked in them, and I wanted it to work for me so bad because I saw that it worked in them. And so I did it until it worked for me. But when I first tried it, I was sick. I was so sick to my stomach. It was awful. But I kept doing it until it worked for me, but then it finally worked for me. And I was often running from the time I was 18 years old until I was 31 years old. I was often running. I had a couple kids in between. There was things that happened. I was very much so a chameleon. I was whatever you wanted me to be. I was skinnier, I was prettier, I was enough. And that's what it was, is this substance, you know, the alcohol, the methamphetamines, the marijuana, the PCP, the whatever you had, all of that made me enough. It made me pretty enough. It made me courageous enough. It made me enough. When I used that, I felt like I was on top of the world. I did enough to make me feel good enough. What happened was I ended up having a couple kids, and I just wanted to be a good mom. Even though I was doing all this insanity, I just wanted to be a good mom. But when you're doing all of that, it's impossible. And so my daughter, I took a trip to Arizona, and on the way back from Arizona, my daughter and I and my son were in a horrible car accident. And my kids were thrown over a 50-foot overpass, and I rolled 6 times, and I was thrown 60 feet. I broke my back, my hip, my tailbone. I shattered my wrist. And my kids, I couldn't find my kids. I never lost consciousness that day. God was with me the entire time, but I blamed God because I didn't know God. But he was with me the entire time. But I met God that day. And God saved my son. But unfortunately, my daughter was not. She was brain dead, and I had to pull the plug 2 days later. And that was in 2002. I damned God for a very long time and became homeless. I was incarcerated. I ended up on Oprah Winfrey because I had to do community service, and I had to do some things. You know, I was on this carseat.org, and I got charged for vehicular manslaughter because my daughter wasn't in a car seat, because there was no drugs or alcohol in my system at the time. And I was on the Oprah Winfrey show. Funny story on a side note is I actually owe Oprah financial amends because I drank the wine, the little bottles of wine that were there, because I thought they were free, because I didn't know. I'd never been in a nice hotel before, so I drank the wine that was there. So Oprah, if you ever see this, I owe you some money. And I got to pay my restitution that way, but I couldn't not stay out of trouble. So I was arrested about 12 times. And the last time I was arrested was 2016, September 16th of 2006. And that sent me to the rooms of the recovery rooms. And that began my journey into recovery. And I call them God winks, but this is God's sense of humor. This is how he got me to the rooms of recovery, is because, I would have never gotten there. I thought I was going to a club because it was the other club. And I literally thought it was a club. And I was like, oh, this is cool. I can do a club, no problem. And I end up, I stopped doing meth, but I end up drinking a beer and smoking a joint. And I go to this other club. And I'm feeling a little good. And I'm talking to the manager. And I find out it's an AA club. And I'm like, oh, shoot, like, seriously? And I'm talking to this woman outside, and I'm telling her my sob story about the loss of my daughter. And she tells me, she's this old shola from, wherever, and she tells me, so what? Everybody's got a story. And I'm like, I don't think I like this place. And I'm from the streets, and so we, I'm like, we almost have some words, and I'm just not who I used to be, put it that way. And we, we have some words, and the woman saved my life, and I stayed on a resentment for 18 and a half years. And all I could tell myself was, I'm just not going to drink or use today. I'll do it tomorrow. And 18 and a half years, tomorrow never came. Some things happened in between, but I'm going to just jump forward, because year 11, me and my son were like, he's my road dog. Like I got sober with my son, and my son raised his hand in the rooms of, in the rooms and identified, and year 11 was the hardest year of my life, because as I said, when I first stepped in is 2018, September 2nd, 2018, I rolled up to his apartment, and there was detectives everywhere. And my reservation was, if I ever lost my only child, that I was done. I'm going out. There's no reason for me to be here. And there was caution tape everywhere, and I, roll up, and they say, I'm sorry, we did everything we could. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he said, they asked me who I was, and I told them. And then they said, I'm sorry, and your son was found with a bullet wound in his head. And from the time of September 2nd until February, it was a homicide investigation. Mm-hmm. And what really happened was that my son was playing with a weapon, and he was under the influence. And we don't know if it was a suicide, or we don't know if it was accidental. But the reality is my son was playing with a weapon while he was intoxicated, and it's undetermined on his death certificate whether or not he accidentally shot and killed himself, or if he committed suicide. And I'll never know whether or not the truth of that matter is. But the fact is he was under the influence, and he was playing with a weapon. And I lost my second child due to a tragic experience. And shortly after that, 2 months later, my husband at the time made some poor decisions, causing a divorce. And then COVID hit. And then resentment set in, and bitterness set in, and the world shut down, and I was by myself. And I could have leaned into God like I should have, but I decided to lean into resentment and bitterness and be alone with my stinking thinking, and rest on my laurels and not do what I was taught to do. And I got dark, and I got resentful, and I got angry, and there was two things that were going to happen. I was going to get loaded, or I was going to commit suicide. And that's just the reality of it. Those were the truth. Those were the two things, and that was my truth, because that's where I was at. And so I had to get back to doing what I needed to do. And I didn't even know what that looked like. I knew I needed to get back into, for me, I have to do church and I have to do recovery. If I don't do both, because I am that crazy. If I don't do both, if I don't have my God and I don't have my recovery, if I don't have both of those things, I am a nutbag. I am so insane. And so I had to get back to doing what filled my spirit, because resentment and bitterness shut out the light, shut out the sunlight of the spirit completely. And so I had to get back to doing that. And what I found out is those labels that society, labeled me, the labels that I labeled me, I'm a mother without children, I'm a wife without a husband, I'm a Christian without God in my life because I snuffed God out. I'm a person in recovery without any recovery. I'm all of these things. I am a character. I have all of those things, but that is not who I am. I had to discover who God says I am. And it was it was really getting down to figuring out who Samantha is and who God says Samantha is. And I'm a child of God first. And uncovering who God said I am, who a recovered woman and a Christian is, that's who I had to get down to. And when I finally got down and comfortable with being alone, being in the quiet, being still, forgiving others, forgiving self, and really uncovering and discovering what was going on within myself. And it wasn't even until this last year that I've been able to truly forgive certain people in my life that have harmed me, that I've been able to uncover and actually grieve my son, because there's certain people that I feel robbed me from the grief of my son, which I robbed my own self, let's just be honest, because my bitterness and resentment did that. So it was me who robbed that, right? But I had to blame other people. But had it not been the work I had learned how to do in the rooms and in the recovery program through step 10, through step 3, 7, and 11, like, turning around and really seeking through prayer and meditation to improve that conscious contact, and really turning that will and that life over to the care of God, and really working step 10 in my life and really working through that. Had it not been doing that and building this relationship with my Creator, I would not be where I'm at. And, God is so good that during all of the insanity of that, I'm going to end with this just to give what God has done in my life. Even through all of that, I was blessed with this little girl who I never thought it would be possible. Like during the whole COVID thing, shortly out of the COVID thing, I was able to turn in through DCFS foster paperwork. And I was doing this foster adopt, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to turn the paperwork in because, if it's meant to be, because I still had a record. I hadn't cleared my record yet. If it's meant to be, and if it's what God wants me to do, He's going to ordain it, and I'm going to get to do it. If it's meant to be, then God's going to do it. Well, I went through 8 months of hard, background stuff, and I get a phone call on Christmas, right before Christmas, and the lady says, I don't know how it happened, but you better thank your Creator because you were approved. And the day before my son's 25th birthday, which was June 26th, they called me and said, we have a little girl, 12 years old. I was like, okay, God, don't give me a teenager, because He said, in a dream, He said, you're going to have teens. I said, no. He said, do you remember you said you'd do whatever age? I'm like, ugh. And I said, okay. So 12-year-old who turned 13 the next month. So now I have an 18-year-old little girl who's been with me since she's been 12 years old, and that was all God. And that's how God works in my life. So God gave me this little girl. Through all of this, and gave me a husband that is loyal, loving, and kind, that makes me feel safe. Through all of this, and said, I got you, girl. Look what I did. I got you. And this is what God has done and always done throughout my life. He has shown up like this. And these are the God winks in my life. He winks at me consistently and says, you know what? Look what I did. I got you, girl. Look what I did. I did this because I love you, and I got you. And I will forever be grateful for the things that God has done in my life, no matter what the circumstances. And I give Him the glory, because this is how He works in my life. I have to recognize who gets the glory if I put one foot in front of the other, one day at a time, one moment at a time. And this is what hope is about. Thank you.
That was powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for ending it like that. I just, you know, God bless you. And thank you for, trudging through the road and showing all of us um, that we can walk through anything in recovery and sobriety, that we don't have to use no matter what. Because that's a no matter what for most people.
Mm-hmm.
That's I mean, you even said that, that was your, um, what did you say the exact
Reservation.
reservation? We've got 55 people on this Zoom, and another 100 watch it on YouTube. Um, how many people would tell you that if they lost their child or their second child, that they would get loaded? Probably most of the people it's our reservation. And you just showed us uh, how to walk through it with dignity too, because I mean, I knew a little bit more about your story outside, and I actually love the way you told your story because, um, you know, I know more, and what you just did was very honorable. So, thanks for working a program and doing the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And sharing the gifts too of the reward of knowing that God is with you always, no matter what, even through the darkest and the lowest points that you think that you are at in your life, and then you ended it with such beauty, you know. And those are like the gifts or the promises or whatever. If you just stay the course, you just hold on. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Hi, Donna.
Hi, Donna.
The little bunny up there with that says DC, that's my wife. She's the bunny. Guys, she's the bunny.
They celebrated 9 years yesterday.
Woohoo!
Or Saturday.
Sunday.
Sunday.
But
yeah.
we went to.
Oh, wait, no, not yesterday. Sorry, Sunday.
Yeah, so
It's Tuesday. Duh.
I know, doesn't it feel like
I know.
Monday?
I'm messed up.
But we did go to our favorite restaurant last night. Literally, I ate so much food I was not feeling good this morning. So thanks, babe, for dinner. It was amazing. I hope you're feeling better too.
Oh, yeah, she's under the weather, too.
Yeah. Amanda, you're up.
Amanda.
Hey, hi guys. Wow. That was one of the most powerful shares I think I've ever heard. I was sobbing the whole time. I am just so moved by your story. I related to it in so many ways. First though, I'm so sorry for your loss. Like, you got me cry. Like, you just got me right in the heart. But I could relate to, the abuse when you were younger, moving around a lot. I had a abusive stepdad and then an abusive stepmom. Once I left that house of the abusive stepdad, then I went to another abusive situation. And like you, at a young age, like it was my solution, right? To like drink and then I had all these insecurities, and like as women, we want to be pretty enough, skinny enough, and then I did diet pill. I mean, it's just like a whole crazy thing, and I was constantly running from something, like you had mentioned. And like you, I ended up having kids young, and I just wanted to be a good mom, and I didn't want to fuck my kids up the way I was fucked up, but I was so honed on that I fucked them up in a completely different way because of substance abuse. And you talked about like your resentment and your bitterness and what it did to you, and my resentment and bitterness took me, and my victim mentality and my anger took me to a suicide attempt, that I survived, thankfully. But and I felt so justified in my rage and my anger, but it was poisoning me from the inside out. And I had to really like let go of that. And I love how much you spoke of like God and what he's done for you, because from my experience, he always shows up on time. When you pick yourself up, you just keep going, he's going to show up and bless you. And I'm so happy for your daughter. That is like the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. And I've realized, you know, for me in recovery, like sobriety without God is just, for me, it's white knuckling. It's being a dry drunk. I have to have, that is like the most important part of my program now. I talked to Natalie and Chad about this, like the God aspect is everything to me. And like you, well, I don't know your situation, but I was in an abusive marriage for a long time, and I now have a fiance that's sweet and makes me feel safe, and we're doing this. And so like the way the promises have come true for you, I'm finding them coming true for me, and it's just so inspiring to see how God takes us and just works in our lives. And I'm so happy for you, and I'm so inspired by you, and you are like the real deal. And thank you for that share. It was one of the best shares I've heard in a long time. So thank you.
Love that. We love you, Amanda.
Thanks, Amanda. Amanda's episode will be coming out. Amanda and Brandon in the Undead Club's episode will be coming out soon. So the 29th is what we are being told. Samantha, my mom said, please give the speaker a big hug from her.
Wow.
What was the date of your son's birthday? What was your son's birthday?
June 26th.
June 27th is his birthday,
June 27th.
but I got her on the 26th.
Okay, awesome. That's your son or the daughter?
The daughter, my daughter.
So the daughter's birthday was the 27th, and then her daughter that she received was on the 26th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful. That's my mom's birthday, and Justin's birthday is the 26th of June. Just
Aw.
Wow.
all right,
That's
Matt.
crazy. That's wild, actually. Hi, Matt.
What's up, fam? How's everybody doing?
Amazing.
Yes, definitely amazing. Samantha, girl, story is super, super powerful. Super powerful. Stuff that you endured, went through, and then managed to stay sober through it. Takes a lot of strength, a lot of courage. And don't worry, we definitely see you. I promise that. On that wanting to be seen, you're seen. You're seen. And the light of God definitely shines off of you 100%. Your story's it's a blessing. The story of strength, the story of endurance, and the story of coming out with beautiful gifts in the end, just for going through the storm and not giving up hope and continuing to push. And even though I don't know you, I'm proud of you. Very proud of you. I need you to make sure that you keep pushing and never give up on yourself, ever. Number 2, Joe B. Love the head shaving, bro, but gotta learn to do it without a mirror, my dude. That's when the real strength comes in. I seen you looking in that mirror. Don't need no mirrors no more, man. Come on, you got this. But just yeah, please, everybody, take it from Samantha's story that we don't have a need to get loaded anymore. God's got us. God's got us every single step of the way. No matter what. He's never going to walk us to what he can't walk us through. That's a fact. Keep pushing. Everybody, please keep pushing. Don't give up on yourself. And remember, the world is a better place with you in it. And love you guys. That's it.
We love you, Matt.
Amen. I use a mirror when I shave my head.
Oh, jeez. Here we go, Matt.
Jesse, save us.
What's up, guys?
Jesse.
Jesse. I'm a addict that identifies as an alcoholic. Wow. What a powerful Powerful share, Samantha. You're a testament to how this works. And yeah, God has done for you a lot, but I want to acknowledge how much you have done, because faith without works is dead. And it's just amazing. I relate to a lot of it, but one thing that stood out to me is the low spot you hit in sobriety. And yeah, I hit a pretty low spot too. I'd lost my brother, and life was it was getting hard, really, really hard. And I'd lost my program, and I too was contemplating. I didn't even want to drink. I just didn't want to live anymore. But I so badly wanted to live, if that makes sense. And I got real, real low, but I knew what to do. And it took me a while to do it, but I finally did reach out for help. And sorry, my baby just about ran off the bed. The fun of Zoom meetings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how low we allow ourselves to get when we know the solution is there, you know? But yeah, I reached out and I did find, I don't want to say find my God. I just mended that relationship because it got rocky for a bit. But yeah, you and your story, you're amazing. You are proof that this works if you want it to. And I'll leave you guys with this because it's something that I love. There's no one right way to recover. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jesse.
We love you, Jesse. Von.
Von Lewis.
What's up, family? How you doing?
Amazing.
Good.
Samantha, that was absolutely incredible. Resonate with a lot and so powerful. For you to have been through so much and for you to be here standing as strong and determined and rock fast in your sobriety and just in your life and who you are, that's so inspiring to me. That's so powerful. That gives me such hope. You said something and I wrote it down. I blamed God because I didn't know God. And that hit because I blamed God up until the point where I was just convinced that he didn't exist. And I didn't know. I didn't know God. I thought he was cruel. I thought he was unjust. I thought he was vindictive, spiteful, malicious, malevolent, because that was how I was feeling about me. All the projections were just that, projections, because they were how I was feeling about me. And everything that did happen, I've learned happened for me, not to me. That's something my sponsors really helped me with, is nothing has happened to me. It's all happened for me, and it's all developed into this person that I am today, who no longer wants to commit suicide, who no longer has self-harming thoughts and self-esteem issues. I want to help others. I want to be happy in life, and finding the God that I can understand, that I can talk to at the end of the day, has helped so much with that. And finding my tribe of people in this meeting has helped so much with that. One of my favorite quotes is from St. Augustine. It's faith is to believe what you do not see. The reward of this faith is to see what you believe. And that's helped me out a lot. Because if I didn't see it, I didn't believe it. It had to be tangible, and it had to be that instant gratification for it to mean anything to me. But now I see all that I believe in, and it's truly changed my life for the better. But I want to leave you all with this. September, Suicide Prevention Month. It's very near and dear to my heart. I've found friends who have unfortunately succumbed to it. They've died in my arms. I've been the survivor of numerous attempts. If you are hurting, if you are struggling, if you feel alone, if you feel lost, if you feel like no one cares, I am here for you. We are all here for you. Find me on social. All my socials are Von Lewis. I'll give you my address, my number. I don't care. I'll walk up on that ledge with you and sit there with you until we come down together. I love each and every single one of you, and that's all I got. Thank you.
We love you, Von. I love that.
Thanks, Vaughn. Wendy.
Hello. Oh, my beautiful friend. Hello, Samantha. I heard your laugh earlier, and I'm like, I know that laugh. I heard you on the live. I know that laugh. I grew up with that laugh. I am blessed to know you in the rooms, outside of the rooms, and just have a special bond with you. And you are a beautiful light. You are definitely one of my God winks, for sure. I've been praying for you all day today. You know, I knew what today was, and I understand, and I fucking love you, man. I remember you on year 4. I remember you on year 4, and I remember some deep conversations that we had. And you know, you said something tonight about, you know, we don't get answers. Some of the things is that the no answers that we get, and how do we move through, and I know today that the answer is that there is no answer, and that I trust my God, that the day will come and I'll meet my Creator, and I'll get my answer, and I'll see my loved ones. And I live for that day. And in the meantime, I try to do the work and stay in the present, and just do this beautiful thing called life, right? And I understand that my God and recovery are the same thing, right? My God and my recovery are the same thing. I can't have one without the other. I understand that. I live that. I don't believe that the things that have happened today to me have happened to me. I love that, what we just heard. I believe that, you know, sometimes human will crashes in with my will. Sometimes human will crashes in with God's plan, right? Took me a long time to understand that you know, my husband's death was not God's doing, because man, was I pissed. I was pissed when my dad died. I was pissed when I was assaulted. I was pissed. God, how could you? How could you? How could you? And what I finally realized is God didn't do any of it to me. Human will crashed into my will. And it just put me on another path. It literally just shot me onto another road. But I know that I take God with me, right? Today I've learned that even in the stuff that goes foul and backwards and wrong, when I get up in the morning and I pray and I ask God to come with me, He is with me. And when things go sideways or wrong, He is still with me. He can turn all that into something beautiful, whatever that looks like. And you are a beautiful example of what beautiful is. Your spirit shines from the inside out, and I absolutely effing adore you. I've had the opportunity to skydive with Samantha. You get a chance to ask her how many times she jumped out of a freaking plane, right? She took me up there. We jumped out. Holy hell, was it amazing. If you want to do something crazy, you know, she's got that side of her too. I love you, my friend.
I love you.
Can't wait to see you.
We love you, Wendy.
What a great share, Wendy.
I know, so
That
good.
was so powerful. Yeah, I'm not jumping out of a plane with you. We could just, we don't even need to talk about it. Not doing it.
I'm going for 10, man.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's like, no.
Yeah,
I had to feel something.
Yeah. Definitely going to feel something.
for sure.
Um,
Joe B.
Joe B. You ever jumped out of a plane, buddy?
Well, I won't even jump on a trampoline.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
not jumping out of a plane. I need doors and windows. No, I'm not doing it. No way. Sam, I'm not going to lie. I didn't know your name, and I asked the chat.
We
So
saw.
now I know your name. You did say. I know. I thought it was
He's all.
private. It
He's
wasn't.
all. Shoot! I thought I was sending that just to Natalie.
But that was a really good share. I mean, I can't begin to fathom what you went through losing a child. I wouldn't even want to compare. I just think that's cruel to compare pain. But the trauma, you mentioned it early on, right? Just trauma upon trauma upon trauma. And there's only one real way for us to cope with that before we come into the rooms. Um, Topic of discussion tonight is God. It's always my topic. Um, you know, sobriety is fantastic. But when you add God to that, now you have recovery, right? There's no recovery. I think the first speaker, the first person sharer said the same thing. It's just being dry or undrunk. I still have the same problems I had, but now I don't know how to cope with them without the alcohol and drugs. So I had to find God. I'm glad I found God too. He's dope. He's just he's the things he teaches are just things I can never fathom doing. Yet I do them constantly. At first, I did it resistantly. Step three, you make a decision. All right, I'll do this, but I don't want to do this. And now it's like I can't think of doing anything else. Matthew 21:22 says, everything you pray for, you'll get if you believe, right? And I totally agree with that. Every single thing I've ever prayed for in life, I've gotten. Every single time. I'm getting it now, right? But the serious stuff, like the money, I know I'll get it. I believe it. The wife, get it. I believe it. But it's the things I prayed for when I'm sitting on the couch, high as fuck after burning, I don't know, 5 bridges that day. And I'm saying, why do I do this? Why am I living with this? Why do I have ADD, OCD, depression, all these things? I don't have none of these things no more. I don't take a pill for nothing. I have God in my life. That's all I got. With the 12 steps daily reprieve, I got to do this every day. It's not just God, it's me, God, a sponsor, a couple of people. It's really not that difficult. It's kind of simple. It becomes hard because we let it become hard, or I let it become hard. But once I start noticing, I feel like shit. I know exactly what the solution is. I'm just not seeking them. And it's God. It's always God. That's what this thing is. I heard, it's funny. Someone said something in a meeting today. My time's run out, but I want to get this out. We've heard, don't leave until the miracle happens, right? We've all heard that. Okay. If you drank and drugged like me, getting into the rooms is the miracle. Don't leave until the transformation happens. Then you're going to see some shit. You're like, whoa, when did I become this guy? The miracle is we're alive. I should have died 35 times without jumping out of a plane. The fact that I'm recovered and I'm dependable and I'm watching babies and I'm having discussions, and I made 2 amends recently that were non-financial, and one guy really wronged me bad, betrayed me, and I made my amends for my part in that. He didn't even know that I knew he betrayed me. That's the transformation. That's when, no matter what happens in life, I could handle it because I have the one thing that lasts forever. It doesn't fade after an hour where I need to re-up, and that's God. Simple. 12 steps, God, a good fellowship. Life is beautiful. Thank you for that. That's all I got, guys.
Speak on it, Joe. Speak on it, boy.
And look at Joe spitting like
Jesus.
Well, spitting like verses and
Huh.
stuff. Oh, Matthew 20:21 says.
Joe don't be playing. He be
yeah.
open that Bible.
I only know the one verse by heart, and it is the shortest verse in the Bible. It's Jesus wept. I know that one by heart. It's that's exactly how it goes. Jesus wept. Does anybody know what verse it is though? Which book and which verse it is? Right. Go ahead and put it in the chat.
Joe just said he wept because Lazarus died.
Oh boy.
I like
Joe. You be reading your Bible. Yes, sir.
I like Ephesians 3:20. He will do exceedingly abundantly more than we can even hope, imagine.
Amazing.
As long as the power of work within us. Multifaceted.
AKA Michael.
Michael.
Yo.
Yo.
Y'all hear me okay?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Well, hello to everyone. First off, Sam, thank you so much for sharing, being vulnerable, and really showing that this recovery shit can work through some pretty horrific things. I remember when I was in Charter Oak in the rehab that I was in, and I remember when you and Isaac both came in to share as one of the speakers for us when we were residents in the rehab. And I remember like it just hit me again, but I remember like how I think I was like going through it over like a breakup or something like that, and then I heard your share, and I'm just like, fuck, like if this woman could stay sober through the loss of a child and through all these other tragic things, like there's no not to compare it, but it just was like to me my shit was sounding like nonsense as to why I needed to leave the rehab and needed to go back home and get back out there. It just didn't make any sense after hearing like such experiences that people have had and have stayed sober and have stayed willing to do this regardless of how hard it's been. And that definitely has stuck with me, and it definitely brought up some more emotions today. It's like as fresh as it was the first time. And definitely, fucking this recovery thing, you definitely have to continue to work it, because I've learned, like, recently experienced, like, my real first loss of someone that's close to me recently in sobriety, and, like, definitely having, like, trouble processing it. Like, it doesn't really seem like reality yet, so it's like, it fucks me up. And it definitely has been fucking with my mood, has me more like snappy, short tempered, because it's like this is somebody doing their recovery, and they're just fucking gone. And it's a fucking reminder that we can't stay sober through shit, and that we do experience loss regardless. Yeah, I don't know. It definitely has been fucking heavy on my heart, but fucking appreciate that I have a support system and people that are there to show me that this shit works regardless, and that we can experience loss and still stay sober, and just be able to feel these feelings and shit. So again, I thank you, Sam. Chad, Natalie, love you, and yeah, thanks for letting me share.
We love you, Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
I'm so happy that you shared tonight.
Chuck, where's the cat that you were just petting?
Chuck?
Chuck. I said, Chuck, where's the cat?
Emily has PTSD.
That's all right. That's all right. No, I had to put him down because he wanted down. So he's a big boy.
He's big.
Yeah, he's our big cat. Mr. Alistair is what we call him. He's part Maine Coon, I think, or something. I know he's in that realm. He's like about a 15, 17 pound cat.
Oh wow.
But Samantha, I really loved your share tonight. I was driving home partway home and listened to a lot of it. And I'm lucky I got home because I grabbed the big book out, and I kept thinking of Vision for You, the chapter. And towards the end where it talks about God has determined what we remember, our real reliance is always upon him. I have this stuff highlighted in my book because I just had to flip over real quick. And, you know, I'm grateful that I was able to abandon myself to a God and understand the God of my understanding. Because I, too, hated God when I first walked back in. I had the hugest resentment against God and always asked, why me? And I remember a gentleman says, why not me? And the light bulb kind of went off at that moment. And being able to clear the wreckage of my past and give freely what I find and join the group and actually joining what I'm hearing tonight, because the Recover Out Loud part is something that has really enhanced my recovery in the last couple of years. I was a very closed person, especially in recovery. I didn't really let anybody know who being in Alcoholics Anonymous for so long, I kept that a lot private in my life. But now it's kind of pretty well known who I am and part of my community now. I've been reaching my hand out and helping who I can help. And it sucks to see people go. It makes me upset, but that's the passion I have for recovery right now. And trudging that road to happy destiny is the other thing that I have to keep doing. And it's not a trudge where I'm upset and mad at the world and mad at God. It's, there's going to be ups and downs in my life. And it sucks to hear when people pass away. I hate it. and hate's a bad word to use, but I don't know what it feels like. But if I was there, I'd give you a hug, because hugs was one of the best gifts that was given to me walking back in the program. And that is one of the best medicines that I could ever been given, and a gift. And grateful for your share. And that's all I got.
We love you, Chuck.
Chuck's one of our OG. OG. He
I
goes
think
way
Chuck-
back.
I think Chuck was before me.
Yeah, I know Rachel Vaughn was for sure way before Natalie Eva Marie.
And then
She's
everybody's
giving
after
thumbs
me.
up right now. Raise your hand or put it
No,
in the
don't.
chat if you were here before Natalie Eva Marie was here. Nobody?
2 people. Kathy.
We literally think we're funny.
I know,
huh?
no one does.
No, so like
No one does
laughing.
but us. It's like a
I
crazy
always,
world.
Kathy, alcoholic. I always hit the wrong button. What's up? Oh, thank you so much, Samantha. My heart bleeds for you, and I'm so grateful that you are here to share your testimony. And even though it's riddled with tragedy, and thank you for talking about God. Everybody, all the shares are so rich. I love this program so much. I wish my brother would update his Instagram account so he could participate in our
Come on,
our
Matt.
Recover
on,
Out
Matt
Loud
D.
Come
group,
on, Matt
'cause
D.
I know. Yeah, my sister says I baby him, so I'm doing my best not to baby him. But honestly, this program, I'm coming up on my 1 year of joining you guys, and it has caused my recovery to so step up. And occasionally I feel sorry for myself because I didn't get the blessing of kids. And then Samantha, sometimes I talk to God and I think I wouldn't be able to survive that. And I mean, I know that's not true. I am an aunt, and a great aunt. We're getting ready to have a couple more, so 15. And thank God for this program, because I get to show up. I mean, Sunday I went to a recovery barbecue and speaker meeting, and the tail end of it, my best friend, who's also sober, but he's not. It's probably been like a dozen years since he went to a meeting, and that's all right. I just do my best to set a good example and be there for him. That if he lost a beloved pet on Sunday, just suddenly died. No goodbyes, no nothing like that. And honestly, if I wasn't sober, there's no way I would have been there for him. And when I would start to cry, I would just thank God that I can be there for the people that I love today. And there's so much I could say to all of you. I'm just so grateful that you're part of my recovery and teaching me, double digits, but I'm still learning, and I love it. And it just feels so amazing. And I want to share that with everyone. And thanks for being here, you guys. I love you so much.
We love you, Kathy.
Thanks, Kathy.
I'd just like to make a note. Chuck's cat is not a cat.
It's not.
It's literally a puma.
Yeah.
That thing is huge.
Where did
Julian
Chuck
said
go?
it was a puma, and I agree.
Yeah.
It's a lion. I don't know what that is, but that is not no kitty cat.
Now, River's definitely been here before.
Yes,
so
River has.
We know River. We're just, we starting to get on the lookout now because, remember, guys?
Yeah,
last week was
sketch.
not good.
We ended on a high note.
At the end, huh?
Yeah.
Went out with a bang.
We don't want to bring all that up again,
No,
but
our moms are watching.
Go ahead, River. How's it going,
I'm
man?
shy, so I'm shy, so before that meeting ends, I sign out. Yeah, River Alcoholic.
Hi, River.
River Alcoholic. Hey, Samantha. Wow, thank you. What a godly share. I felt
warm inside. I don't know. I don't know what to say, but I felt God. And I don't get that in all the meetings, right? So that's why sometimes I'm just like, why am I here? Am I have to do this for the rest of my life? And then meetings like this is like, I can't do this the rest of my life. It's better than a drink. I think I messaged Chuck like a month before I actually got sober because I was trying to look for treatment. I was like, I was at the edge. I was at the edge, and I was in a very disgusting place, to be at mentally, spiritually, like, oh. And then today I have 69 days sober. I'm at a treatment center. I'm at Tarzana. They built this new facility over here on the west side of Lancaster, and it's very nice. It has a pool or whatever, but it's not like a private insurance place. But it's all right. You know what I mean? I got 69 days. It took me like 5 months to get these 69 days.
Yeah.
And like that was literally like I just threw away the fentanyl that I had in my drawer 2 weeks ago. Because I wanted to sleep. I wanted to just restfully sleep. And then my aunt was in Disneyland. And I was like, I'm gonna just do it. I fed the cats, fed the dogs, and that was my little plan. And I was like, how selfish am I? How selfish am I to just kill myself at my aunt's house? Like that's like so that kind of stopped me. I had a panic attack. I called 911 on myself because I couldn't stop drinking. And then that was on a Saturday, and on Monday they took me at this treatment center. So yeah, just a quick little rundown about who I am. I've been coming here for like I think a handful of months. I was sober when I first came in. I went out, and then I'm slowly coming back. This is a great meeting. It's sometimes my Tuesday is insane because I cut hair now. I'm a barber, right? It's a gift from God, right? I used to go to this barber school to get my $8 haircut, and then I was sober and I asked God, what's next? I didn't have any trade, anything in life, and then he was like, just go to the administration office, and 6 months later I'm a certified barber. I'm about to get licensed, and that's all through God, and like coming back to these rooms and like staying in these rooms and being open-minded and willing, and putting in a lot of work. Things are not easy, and then all the shares before me, like especially like that first five, were just like outstanding. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys. Have a beautiful Tuesday evening. Bye. I love you guys.
We love you, River,
Thanks,
and welcome
River.
back.
Yeah.
So happy you're back.
And shout out to Tarzana Treatment Center.
Yeah, Tarzana.
They've been doing it for a long time.
Just for anyone that's new, our meeting does end at 7, but we have raised hands, and we always
go until the hands are down. Mm-hmm. We will end with Kelly Martinez.
Yeah.
So we've got a Zoom user.
But I saw her moving, and she's real. She's real.
Okay, we just checking your. Yep, she's real. All right, good. We don't want any more porn on the video. Last week I'm like, oh my God. I'm not even gonna say what I said.
Don't.
Because it was terrible.
You can you're watching.
Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube. Zoom user. Sorry.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, you guys. My name is Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
I'm an addict. Me and my fiance, you guys, we just want to say thank you to all of you guys. First off, I remember like being so loaded on fentanyl and watching your guys's Instagram, and it literally spoke to me like the day of when we went into rehab. And now we're 160 days sober.
Oh my God, amazing.
And when we went in, Samantha, like your story, I just want to say thank you for sharing that. You made me cry. When we went in, I'm pregnant with twins right now.
Oh, wow.
I'm blessed right now. I was told I wasn't even able to have any children. And the day that we went into rehab, I had literally found out the day of that I was pregnant. And unfortunately, when I was in there, because my body went through the detox and like that, I had miscarried. But, God was also he was also showing me that I had the potential to carry a child, And I mean, we've been homeless. We were on this stuff for so many years that it was just like enough was enough, and we just went in. There's never, everybody always says that there's always that right time to get sober, but when is it really the right time? You just got to go. And I mean, everything that she was talking about, I totally felt. I thank you, Samantha, for everything. Like that was just truly a blessing, just to hear everything you've been through, and then to transition to now. Like, I try to tell that to everybody that I know now. If I could just tell everybody like how much better it would be just to be sober, like if I could just scream it to the world and tell them that, like I feel like it would just be so much better. But everybody has to go through this just to understand like how it is. But I just want to say thank you to all you guys, and I really appreciate you guys giving me the time to speak. And
What was your name again?
Sarah. My name is Sarah.
Sarah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you.
Yes.
I just want to say, Sarah, you're the reason why Natalie and I show up every single day to Instagram to do this podcast, because we just want to show people that recovery is possible. Because I too have been homeless in my life. I too was out there struggling, feeling hopeless, helpless, and not knowing how I was going to get out of it. And thank God that he sent his beautiful angels in the form of the Orange County Sheriff's Department to rescue me. Yeah. Because I couldn't do it on my own. And you're right, Sarah. There is today, right now, is the right time to get help. Like if you're hurting, if you're struggling, right now. Like there's no better time than now. So there's nothing more important than finding recovery. No job, no bills that you have. All that shit.
No relationship.
No relationship. None.
Nothing. Isaac, the one and only.
We know who Isaac is.
Yeah, we do.
We got told by a little bird who Isaac is. The Isaac. What's going on, Isaac?
Hey, y'all.
Isaac, you
not
sweet
much,
man.
Thank you for having this podcast here. It's a great place to be, and not another dry eye in the rooms, right? You're just such an inspiration to so many people. I just, this lady, this woman, my wife, she's a true member of our program, right? And she's always putting others in the forefront, of her, in front of herself, even on the most difficult day like today, and she could have just sat here and just been in her own mind, in her own, as she calls this marinated piece of meat, which is between her two ears, and just been in misery today. But no, she knows the room's called her today to go share a message of hope, and the lives she touched today, and she's just not a member that goes to share a message and for the hour and go lives dirty on the outside. Nah, man, she does this 24 hours, 7 days a week, and I'm blessed to be a part of it, and no matter how great the pain is, right, we never have to pick up, right? If that's the only perfect thing we get to do, we're grateful for that, right? Because, that bitterness like you shared about, and that resentment, and like all the reasons to do the things that we do, and we didn't, right? And man, I'm just so grateful to be along by your side for the ride, and to see that you to work with others. I mean, she sponsors so many women, and the phone rings because other mothers have lost their child, and she gets to be there for them. She puts her pain aside, and she gets to share her experience and her pain, with God. And I just love you so much, and I love how you're just so God-centered, and that you just put God in front of everything we do. And there is nothing greater, no problem, place, person, thing, situation greater than God. And we seek that. And I just love you, babe. And we're here. Jackson is here watching you as well on the couch. And I just thank you for your message, and thank you for always being strong for our family and for others. And that's all.
Oh, I love
Isaac, that was
Isaac.
Love you.
Way to bring the house down, Isaac.
beautiful.
Nothing better.
Isaac brought me to tears.
Me too.
Wow, what a freaking incredible meeting, right, guys?
Yeah.
I mean, 45 people are still chilling, and it ain't because we dance out. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, that's a fact. So I'll second that.
It's We are the only meeting that does it, but we still have one more person before I go into my lies
yeah.
and spiels.
Oh,
But
he was honest tonight, though, guys.
this meeting has made me want to
Changed his ways.
Yeah.
Kelly, bring us on home.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Good.
Thank you for having me again. Appreciate y'all. Still sober, 5 months now. Came back from a funeral this weekend. Still stayed sober to that, so very grateful for that. Had a hard time kind of dealing with kind of trying to be there for my friend's brother who passed away, but they were all drinking and stuff, and I didn't really want to be around that type of energy. So I was just like, well, I'll kind of just call and make sure she's doing all right, and go to the wake and the rosary and all that stuff. So did that, and since made a banana bread and sent it to him. Did my best for that. So, but definitely had a lot of things that I was thinking about recently when I was sleeping. Just thinking about why he went in for like a heart surgery, and then just kind of was doing good, and then he just didn't make it out from the hospital for some reason. I don't know if he got sick or what, but he ended up not making it home. He had like liver dialysis issues and stuff like that. So unfortunately he didn't make it home, and me being as close to the family as I was, we all took it fairly hard. And, it's definitely something that, it's kind of I feel very, I guess, good about it, because I'm still sober when I could have chose to partake and drank with them. But I was like, no, you know what? I'll go to my other friend's house and stay with my little dog, Sophie, and kind of just binge watch true crime shows, and then just kind of did my thing, But thank you guys for letting me share, and I appreciate you guys for having me.
Well, thanks. Thank
Love
you,
that.
Kelly.
We don't pick up or use no matter what.
No matter what. And thanks for showing up and participating in your recovery every week. I thank all of you guys for showing up and being a part of our recovery, because this meeting is really special to me. I've been here since the very first meeting that we ever had, and I'm really super grateful for that. I really am. Like, this is special to me, dude. You guys don't even, you have no
But the meeting really
clue.
didn't pop off and take off and really get real special.
Here
until
we
Big
go.
Man
Here
got
we
on
go.
pop on
Here
board.
we go.
Just saying.
I just also wanted to point out that Chuck had posted in the chat that dog spelled backwards is God, but as we all witnessed, Chuck
You
has
have
a
a
cat. So what is
So
cat
tack
spelled
means
backwards?
nothing.
Yeah, tack.
So where's your dog,
Okay,
Chuck?
where's your dog, Chuck? Exactly my point, right? That was exactly my point. And Jesse, your child is so freaking dang cute, grabbing your phone and just like rolling around like he's like
Hi,
on
guys.
the meeting,
Yeah. Hi,
like
guys. It's
talking
me.
to us.
I'm here.
There he is. Look at him. Like, what's up, bro?
What's up, guys?
What's up, little dude?
It's Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. All right, guys, everybody put on your camera. Little dude, get your hands up in the air, because we are the only meeting in the entire Zoom world of meetings that dances out. So everybody put your cameras in the air.
Not true.
40 cameras in the air. I said put your cameras.
Wave them around like you just don't care.
Put your hands in the air. And all 42 of you did not leave before the miracle happens. The miracle is right now. Hands in the air. Let's go. God, grant me the serenity
to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. It won't if you don't. Samantha, you're a rock star. Thank you so much for leading tonight.
Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful. And shout out to all you guys. We love and adore you. See you next week.
Recording.
Killed it.
That was an incredible meeting.
Well,